Yo, and we got another video for you guys, and this time it's about Sarah Ferguson. So we're gonna watch this NBC news article about Sarah Ferguson.
Our royal contributor,
give you my
Robert
2 cents.
Jobson. And Robert, thank you for joining us this morning. We see that Andrew was released under investigation. He wasn't charged. So do you think he will be charged?
It's difficult to say. I mean, they've obviously said that they want to carry out more investigations. They're currently conducting a search of the properties. So this was an exercise in making sure that he'd been arrested, that he was...
Man, look at this guy's face. He looked like he's seen a ghost. Probably Queen Elizabeth came back and spooked him. Man, he looks spooked. And I'm gonna be honest with you. What's going on now? The Queen will be turning in her grave. I'm telling you for a fact, she would be turning in her grave if she knew what was going on. And a lot of what happened before she died, she was preventing any of this from happening. Cause she stuck by Andrew, even when the whole world knew he was a nasty piece of work. Cause it's her son. You know what you expect.
Was able to be interviewed under caution, and they could continue to search for more evidence and to find if there has been any wrongdoing. But it's still an extraordinary situation. He's back at Sandringham on the royal estate, and we'll just have to see what the next development is. It seems to be a very fast-moving story.
And we see Andrew and his ex-wife, Sarah Ferguson. They were living together until the royal family made a move last year. No one is sure where she is right now. Why haven't we seen her, and how is she taking all of this?
Apparently the Daily Mail says she's in rehab. But it makes me laugh how Sarah Ferguson and Andrew, they are literally separated, but they're living together. And it's funny, a lot of people say, oh, they're exes, but they still get along. No, these people are symbiotic. They can't live without each other. They leech off each other. And then after them leeching off each other, they leech off of Jeffrey Epstein.
Well, I was in contact with her actually about October time, and she was pretty devastated. She felt that the world was, they were out for blood. But that was before this latest tranche of emails that appeared, which seems to be very damning for her. She's gone to ground. Nobody really knows where she is, apart from a few close friends. And she's not really coming out and making any statement at all via her people. But, you know, the reality is her side of things is slightly different to Andrew. You know, she took money from a financier. That seems to be the case. Andrew was, on this instance, was serving as an envoy for the government, and that's what they're investigating. At the moment, nobody's investigating the sex trafficking to the extent that anyone's been arrested.
Yeah, you're right.
And here's the thing about this is that he paid the woman off, and what, Virginia Giuffre, she's unfortunately not with us anymore, but they can't really, they wanted to get him for that, but it's so, because she took the money, because he paid for not doing anything really. She's recently deceased, unfortunately. It leaves us in a situation of, how do we get this son of a gun for something? How do we get him? And I feel like it's like with Diddy. I'm not saying he's Diddy, but the Cassie stuff was, yeah, he done what he did with Cassie, and then it's like, how do we get him for something that he's done? Because he wasn't a nice piece of work as well, did he? And no, I learned most about these men these days. What corrupts them is money, power, and women. That's their downfall. Andrew had it all: respect, titles, and what he wanted was money, power, and women. That's what destroyed him in the long run. But Andrew, they're looking to find something on him. Also, in order to get the power, he had to trade something. And I think he was trading secrets. I think he was the envoy for the United Kingdom, and he was going around each country, lining his own pockets, setting up deals for himself. And when he couldn't set up deals for himself, he was sending information to Jeffrey Epstein, so he had information that he shouldn't be having within the government and within the United Kingdom. So, same thing with Peter Mandelson. he was sending Epstein information that he should even know. And the thing about having that type of information is that he has a heads up on anything that happened financially in the markets. So, if the Prime Minister was about to resign, that would be disastrous for the market. But guess who has the heads up? Epstein from Peter Mandelson. And the same thing with anything what's happening in the royal family in that fold. Andrew will be the one that's giving them the heads up on all the information, trade secrets, and this is punishable by prison, because he's meant to be the royal family. You can't be selling out your own country to line your own pockets. It doesn't look good, and it's gonna be unprecedented. It's gonna be like, how can I put it? Going to be a very, very strange affair when, if they do charge him with anything, even though he hasn't got any royal titles. Here's the thing: it's the King's Court, so it'll be like his own brother is gonna prosecute him in the court, because the King owns the courts. That's what people don't realize. That's how bad it looks. This has never happened before, and it's highly embarrassing and very strange. But as before, I thought Ferguson was fine. Sarah Ferguson, I thought she was doing fine. I remember Sarah Ferguson, she had some sort of money problems way back when. Must be maybe, let's say, 2010. So I thought she was doing fine. They said she had like, let's see, 2010 financial crisis. Ferguson was caught in a cash for access scandal, admitting to serious financial lapses with debts estimated between 2 to 5 million. This is how above themselves they live. They have debts of 5 million. I wonder why they were linking up to Epstein. Let's see, avoiding bankruptcy. She avoided formal bankruptcy by, among other things, signing a deal with Oprah Winfrey's network for Sarah's Finding Sarah. So let's have a look. She went over to the United States. The United States don't have a royal family, so when she's there, she would do what Harry is doing now. He's trading off that royal connection as a way of being bankable in the United States, because they're like, oh, it's Prince Harry. And the same thing with Sarah Ferguson. This, the Duchess of Ferguson, the Duchess. But that can only take you so far. Then the money ran out. The money was running out because there's only so much she can exploit being the Duchess of York for so long. So they find Epstein. They see him as a billionaire, so they're all lapping up to Epstein. He's their best buddy as long as his pockets are full. These people have no morals. They don't care who he is, what he's done. He could be convicted of being a PDF file. As long as money's trickling through, they will ask for it. That's the power of money. That you could be the most horriblest person. The whole world can detest you. But as long as your pockets are full, even people that are in the royal family will be your buddies. Where the average person will sit down, they'll be like, Epstein, you're level 1 PDF file. I mean, you're not quite on the level of Jimmy Savile, level 10, but you're level 1. I don't think we can be friends. I don't want to be around you. But what Andrew goes do, he goes and flies over there and like, I want to spend some time with you, but we're going to break off this friendship. A person with common sense would have been like, nah, we're not talking, we're not seeing together. But he done the whole thing like it's the Dark Knight, man. He went over there and started talking to guys like, you could have had a phone call, right? A phone call could have sufficed. But unfortunately, we never had that. Anyway, like, subscribe, and I'm out.